The following is a hockey podcast out of Vancouver and Surrey, British Columbia. It'll only consist of a lot of puck talk and even more BS, or in actual words, banter and satire. Enjoy, and as always, go Canucks go.
Every October, we think it's going to be different. And Kyle, we should know better after 55 goddamn years.
You're Locked On Canucks, your daily podcast on the Vancouver Canucks. Part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
Hey, welcome to Locked On Canucks. My name is Trevor Beggs. That guy is Kyle Bhawan. Thanks for tuning into Locked On Canucks, part of the Locked On Podcast Network. Kyle, did you know Locked On, the #1 sports podcast network in the world? Thanks for being part of it. Also, going to let you know today's episode is brought to you by FanDuel. New customers can win $300 in bonus bets if their first $5 bet wins. Kyle, we were pumping up those metrics heading into the season. The Vancouver Canucks, they were on the outside looking in terms of the playoff odds on FanDuel. And of course, they're not out of it yet. They're only 2 points out. But just 5 weeks into the season, it feels like the same old shit here in Vancouver. And I want to break down what exactly has changed, give some legit reasons for hope going forward. And I just want to pick your brain, man. Let's try to heal together, you, me, and Canucks Nation, because man, oh man, even though they're just 8-9-1 and they're not out of it yet, it feels like the same. And Kyle, there was the biggest reason for hope heading into this season. Quinn Hughes on the back end, Elias Pettersson, if he bounces back, that's your #1 center, that's your pillar, and Thatcher Demko in net. Kyle, we're 5 weeks in, and we have an injured Thatcher Demko. Showed it to J-Pat, he had the stat. Thatcher Demko has been injured in 4 of his last 36 starts. And every 9 starts, he's leaving with an injury. That is insanity. That is Canucks luck, baby. Elias Pettersson does not look like the bona fide #1 center. Maybe there's a breakout, but feels like we're grasping at straws. And you have Quinn Hughes, who doesn't look like he's having a great time. And Kyle, I just want to know, do you think that this might finally be the year where the Canucks pull the trigger and do something that they've never done before? And should they do that?
I don't want to go there. I don't want to talk. You know what? Let's just go to Reddit. I'm all over the place. I played the wrong bump. Okay, let's go to Reddit. Okay, I read this on Reddit, okay? Practically what you said. Frank Saravelli, after telling everyone that Demko will probably be out for three weeks, a.k.a. 3 decades, someone responded saying you can't blow, paraphrasing on Alvin's quote over the weekend, saying you can't blow it up because of the core we have. You can't rebuild because you have Demko, Pettersson, and Quinn Hughes. Somebody responds, Strombo69 that is, and says, yeah, you got a Band-Aid goalie. You got an $11.6 million Philip Deneau and Quinn Hughes. And, that started a bit of a riot on Reddit. And I read this, and this makes all the sense in the world. And I think this is how we have to move forward, not just on this podcast, but as Canucks fans. And I'm not talking to Trevor Beggs, because Trevor Beggs has a good head on his shoulders and he has kids to hug. So he doesn't really it's not that serious, you know what I'm saying? And he doesn't hurt the way some of us Canucks fans hurt. But man, oh man, look at this comment from Deladad. Ironically, another dad saying, don't cry. Life is too short to take the Canucks seriously. And that's where I want to be. I want to take it one game at a time and not regurgitate everything that we know about this organization. And also don't believe in their philosophy, because historically speaking, they're just a bad organization who doesn't know what they're doing. And I've been saying that for years. And if we keep just single-handedly talking about that, I'm going to drive myself nuts and nobody's going to listen to this. Everyone knows that the Canucks, with whatever they're doing right now, they're going nowhere. They're going nowhere. And honestly speaking, they're not even like walking on a flat path. It's going down. It's going down. And, again, Alvin last week talking about how he doesn't want to change philosophy. He wants to double down. It's just, again, you're just going to be banging my head on a On what? On my Honda Civic. I'm just ready to take it one game at a time, man. For real.
Hey, man, we can focus on that. We got, what do we get? 11 likes on the last video. More than 11 likes. That means that you and I have to get matching 2011 Mazda 3s. So let's trade in the cars and get 2011 Mazda 3s, man. Matching, okay? That's rocketed in style. Yeah, at least the Canucks are stylish nowadays. And the new fits, Pierre-Olivier Joseph, he's looking like the sexiest dude alive in those fits. Man, oh, man. Kyle, I know things are dark right now. I do think there's a couple reasons for optimism. I know you want to smack me every time I say that, but it's sports, man. We want to believe. We want to believe in hope. And I want to point to two things coming from up above. I also want to get to an interesting trade target later on this episode as well. This organization is in a better spot than it was under Alvin and Rutherford than it was under Jim Benning. I know you want to smack me for that, but look, the draft record has been better. They've made better moves. It's been a rough last 12 months. They've had missteps with Pius Suter and JT Miller, but this is still a management team that is more apt than the Jim Benning administration. So I think that's one reason for positivity for Canucks fans. Another one, and this is very loose rumblings, but rumblings that maybe it's time for the Aquilinis to legitimately sell. Maybe there is legit hope that can happen for this organization.
You're lagging. I can't actually hear. Can someone let me know in the live comments if Trevor's lagging? Because sometimes he's not lagging on YouTube, but he's lagging to me. And you're saying a lot there, and I'll actually want to listen to it. So you said the Canucks drafted better, and now you're talking about Aquilini potentially selling the team. I just want to know again if Trevor's lagging, let me know, and if not, okay, there you go. Henny's saying Trevor's good. So go ahead and do your thing. If I can't respond correctly, forgive me, okay?
Yeah, I mean, again, very loose rumblings out there that maybe the Aquilinis will sell. Look, they've made, and this is more my opinion than anything else, but I've heard some rumblings. They've made a lot of money on this team. They bought it for $250 million. The franchise is worth $1.9 billion today. They got lots of other business ventures as well. If this team truly is going to go down rebuild boulevard, because they've been spinning their wheels for a long time, we all know it. There might be legitimate optimism for Canucks fans that there could be a new direction with a new ownership group. We'll see if that actually comes to fruition or not. Obviously, a lot has to happen for that, but that would give Canucks fans hope that maybe, just maybe, someone else is in charge. And Kyle, we had a fun episode about it over the summer, like who could own the Canucks, and listed off some BC icons, the Seth Rogans or the dude that made White Claws, But look, I know the Canucks aren't going to go there yet. They're 8-9-1. They still have Hughes in this lineup, right? They're not going to go there yet. But I think that's something, if you Canuck fans want to look at a win-win, they're either going to get bounce backs or get healthy players and try to make a push for the playoffs, or they might legitimately go in a direction that they've never gone before. And that's kind of the way I'm viewing this season right now at nearly the quarter mark, is that they're either going to step it up and make things interesting, because it's a hard-working lunch bucket group out there, or maybe they're going to go in a direction they've never gone before and finally collect the assets that are needed to turn this team into a contender with the maybe short to medium term pain for the long term game.
So in other words, you're going to sleep with two things, and you're cool with that. Like you don't need direction. You're down for one or the other. They're going to work hard and may impress you with effort, or they're going to tank. No, that's cool, because you're more mature than I am, right? That's what I'm trying to say. I'm not trying to take it so seriously and kill myself knowing that this team is directionless, whereas you're like that's the most one game at a time approach. Like when they work hard, I'm going to be cool with it, and when they suck, I'm going to be excited for the rebuild. That's something else. Anyways, more on Reddit. This comes from Accurate Ads 5298. Great name, creative. Look at this. Okay, Jim Benning in 2014. I don't know if this is like exact quote, but it sounds similar. Okay, Jim Benning in 2014 was like, I like this team. I like the core players. He was kind of referring to the Sedins. What happened? The Canucks still sucked. Jim Benning in 2019. We've got a good core now. Pettersson, Besser, Horvat, and Hughes. We can build around this. Okay. Patrick Allvin in 2025. I don't think you can rebuild when you have good players in Quinn Hughes, Thatcher Demko, Elias Pettersson, and Brock Besser. So Trevor Beggs is convinced that Alvin and Rutherford can do this, even though they kind of are sounding like Jim Benning. Even though
convinced is a strong word. They're better. They're more apt than Jim Benning. they are a better management team than the one that Jim Benning ran during his way too long tenure here of the Vancouver Canucks. Are they the guys to turn this around? I'm certainly not convinced of that based on what's gone on in the last 12 months.
How are you so convinced when it's like when Rutherford came here, he lied right away. He said, because if like we think it's Aquilini's fault that this team won't rebuild or press a button. Okay, sure. But Rutherford, when he got hired, the first thing he pretty much said was, like, I'm running the show and nobody above me is getting involved.
But Kyle, I think you got to give this management team, and I know Canuck fans don't want to hear this, you got to give this management team a bit of leeway, because when they said that, they did turn this team into an organization that looked like they were going to contend for a Stanley Cup. We talked about it in the summer of 2024. Canucks Nation felt that in the summer of 2024. You know, do they beat the Oilers with Thatcher Demko? Do they beat the Oilers if Brock Besser's in the lineup?
Probably.
This looked like a team that was going in the right direction, and it changed when Pettersson fell off a cliff, and it absolutely changed when JT Miller left this team. And the smaller missteps along the way have compounded that issue, but those are the two biggest things there for this organization, and three if you want to count Demko's health as well. So, I mean, they were going in the right direction, and things have changed pretty quickly here.
And Abbotsford wins a Calder Cup, right? Like, and I know the Canucks youth movement isn't enough to not want more. Because again, based on what I'm hearing from Alvin, like he's content with like Lucas Reichel being the 7th best prospect in the organization. But him and his staff and whatever's happening in the AHL, they have done good work with their amateurs. They have. I mean, a lot of times when players come up here, it doesn't equate to like ultimate success where these players are ultimately winning, helping us win games. But I think that has a lot to do with Elias Pettersson more so than, you know, these third and fourth liners, first year NHLers, you know, again, playing significant roles leading to victories, blah, blah, blah. But those guys who do come up, some of them, like, again, Tom Olander, look how good he's looked. Look how good Mancini came prepared for camp this year, right? Braden Coots, I mean, sure, he came out of the WHL, but he had a summer with the Canucks before he impressed that training camp in Mancini and DPD. So, you know, that wasn't really happening with Benning. I mean, I know the bar was low, but those players that Benning was using in like lower pairings or third and fourth lines, they were literal waiver guys. All of them are waiver guys, right?
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, look, there's been good things with this organization. They've obviously made some missteps. But look, that's the way I'm viewing the season. It's either Pettersson's going to have this magical bounce back and they're going to get some health luck finally, or maybe they go in a direction they've never gone before. Maybe, just maybe, they stumble into players like Pettersson and Hughes again in the draft just because they're not that good. And that would be a great thing for this organization as well. Let us know in the comments. Hit us up if you're listening live on YouTube. What is your opinion about the direction of this team right now? Where do you want to see them go? It's okay to use the word rebuild. It's okay, Canuck fans. And tell us what you're looking forward to most. That's a tough question as the season progresses on here. Okay, Kyle, on the other side, I do want to talk about an interesting potential trade candidate for the Vancouver Canucks. I also want to talk about some Cam Neely, former Canucks of the week. That's coming up after we shout out a couple sponsors here on Locked On Canucks. Oh, baby, you know what time it is? It's drip drop, and you don't stop time. Let's go, baby. Because when I'm hydrated, everything just works better. My focus, energy, mood, my hot dog below the belt. What? Even my skin. That's why I've been using Drip Drop. It's doctor-developed hydration that keeps me running at full power, no matter what my day looks like. Drip Drop isn't just your average sports drink. It delivers 3 times the electrolytes and half of the sugar. Kyle, stay away from that sugar, man, okay? Stop dumping the sugar packets in your smoothies. You don't need it. All right? And Drip Drop, they use a science-backed formula trusted by medical professionals, firefighters, and over 90% of top college and pro teams. I like using Drip Drop as part of my daily routine. Wake up in the morning, put on my makeup, and mix a packet of Drip Drop in the morning with my water before the gym or that midday slump. And guess what? It actually tastes amazing, okay? So don't worry about, it's so healthy, but it doesn't taste good. Drip Drop, it tastes great, baby. Right now, DripDrop is offering our podcast listeners 20% off your first order. Go to DripDrop.com and use promo code LockedOnNHL. That's DripDrop.com, promo code LockedOnNHL for 20% off. Stock up now before the heat hits hard and keep your body and mind performing at its best with DripDrop, baby. All right, now let's shout out our friends over at Doer. As Kyle Bhawan says, do the Doer, baby. Kyle, I think you're a little grumpy today because you're not wearing your Doer jeans, because Doer, they look good, they feel good, and they make you feel good. And you can wear them wherever, man. Come on. If you're going out for a classy dinner, if you're going to the rink, if you're going to a wedding, just wear the Doer jeans, baby. I wear them both at the rink and when I'm playing with my kids. I like the denim slim straight, cutting my my skinny boy legs, man. Let's go. And Doer jeans are not just stylish, man. They're comfy. They got 5 times the stretch of traditional denim, and they're made with Cool Max that regulates your body temperature and wicks moisture, keeping you cool and comfortable down below the belt as the temperature changes. Simply put, Doer makes the world's most comfortable pants without sacrificing the style. Trust me, once you try them on, they'll be your go-to. And you can check out Doer here in Vancouver at 1757 West 4th Avenue. Pick up a pair for yourself or as a holiday gift and mention our promo code Locked On Canucks in store to get 15% off your first order. Or you can check them out online at duer.ca/Locked On Canucks for 15% off. That's duer.ca/Locked On Canucks.
People, we back doing this, talking about your Vancouver Canucks. And I'm just not feeling it, man. I'm not feeling it. I'm not a YouTuber. I'm not a media member. I'm just a fan. And this team is killing my mojo because I'm directionless. I'm not like Trevor again. Can sleep on every single pillow and be comfortable. I need to know where I'm sleeping, okay? All in all, though, I do want to get to the Discord because, dude, join the Discord. We're emotional in there. And I talk more to the Discord than I do my girlfriend. And that's why we're having this conversation today. Anyways, Discord Disco.
Woo!
Okay, this one comes from Mother Knucker. He's saying, normally we have a voice message here, but again, I'm moving slow today. He's saying, if the Canucks continue to struggle, is it possible that Hughes goes to management and asks for a trade to help us out by facilitating a rebuild? It would be noble of him. Cut the cord quicker, right? If they do, if like Quinn Hughes is like thinking to himself, things got to get 95% better for me to stay here. Like if he's already telling himself that pretty much tells it's over, right? Like go tell him now and get the trade going. I've been thinking about this more so too. I think it would be noble of the Canucks to get in on the action early if this team does suck. Like if they do fall out of contention in November, just pull the plug ASAP. Because I also don't want Quinn Hughes getting hurt. I don't want this guy having injury-prone status associated to his name. I don't want to diminish any sort of value potentially on Quinn Hughes. And knowing Canucks luck, that may happen. Because Quinn Hughes gets hurt a lot too. Let's be honest. He's been hurt a lot. He's been hurt a lot in his last 3 years. Why? Not because he's not stronger, but now he's playing half the game. There's more opportunities for him to play the most physical sport in the world and get hurt. Let's be real. For real. And he's already going into each game with his back hurt because he's been carrying this team forever. For real. And B, this team doesn't protect its teammates. Like it's open season on the Canucks. So if I'm that's why sooner than later is better. I'm being honest. If the Canucks can't win games in November, pull the plug, protect yourselves, and don't let Quinn Hughes get hurt again before you put him on the trade block.
I think it's Mother Knucker makes a good point. I mean, I think it's actually a realistic scenario for your Vancouver Canucks. And no one wants to see Quinn Hughes leave. And I've said it time and time again. Every day there's no one else. Say it again. I'm going to enjoy Quinn Hughes as long as he's in Vancouver. I mean, last night was a heroic performance from Quinn Hughes. Taking the injury, his left arm not even moving. Guys in the press box are saying like it's a separated shoulder. He's not coming back. And boom, he misses one shift. He's back out there on the power play. He picks up an assist on each and every goal last night. But God, we know this team is already 28th in the NHL with Quinn Hughes on their team. If Quinn Hughes went to management and asked for a trade, we have a legitimate chance. at drafting pretty high in a deep draft. And that is the kind of move that would kickstart a rebuild. It's there in front of the Vancouver Canucks. Again, we've got time to get into it as the season gets on, because they're not there yet.
No, I'm there.
They could win all 3 games in this road trip, and then we'll be like, oh, maybe let's see.
Yeah, but maybe he
we're
doesn't
not
get
there
the
yet.
job done. Like, I think Quinn Hughes is cerebral, and he has the eye test too. And it's like he knows you can win a couple games in a row. The problem is the Canucks could they could get three wins in a row and make us all happy again because we're lunatics and we're addicts for this team and we just like the dopamine hit. But at the same time, the biggest problem is this team never wins 5 games in a row. They never win 7 games in a row. That's the problem. Next comment. And look at this comment from Soupstone. I don't want to agree with this, but Soupstone is saying, Quinn Hughes is weak like his brothers. They're always hurt. And I don't want to agree with this because Quinn Hughes is one of my favorite athletes ever. I think it's heroic what he's doing for this club. I'm not going to lie. Just playing hurt all the time. I appreciate that. And being able to play at his best too. This guy's like that no pain, no game type of guy. He's an alpha. He's a dog. But scientifically speaking, we have the data to back it up. Just like we do with Thatcher Demko and his body and it breaking down. Dude, the Hughes brothers always break down too. They're always hurt. All 3 of them. It seems like that, at least. And again, the Canucks, knowing their luck, maybe this is karma for burning the city down twice, but knowing their luck, they hold on to Quinn Hughes. Again, a team that's not tough. They don't protect their teammates. I just don't want this guy getting hurt before you trade him. I don't want that rumor to go around that he's injury prone. He's not, all this stuff that could diminish his value. And the sooner the better, man. If they suck in November, the sooner the better.
Yeah, we'll see if that's actually the case. I still think this is probably a win-1, lose-1 group, Kyle. Sorry to rain on your parade there. Look, again, I'm just going to enjoy Quinn Hughes for the whole time he's in Vancouver. And again, shout out to all our commenters. Shout out to Soupstone. Shout out to Purposero de Vancouver, MGK, Henny, all the commenters on today's episode of Locked On Canucks. Quinn Hughes, I don't agree with the sentiment that he's weak and he's never going to win a cup, because I see him as, right now, a better version of Cale Makar. And I know there's people that are not going to like that. There's people that are going to disagree with me. But if Cale Makar can win a Stanley Cup, Quinn Hughes can absolutely win a Stanley Cup. And I do think he will win one at some point in his career.
What type of statement is that? He's got Nathan McKinnon with him.
Well, he probably needs to be on a team that has another star player, another star forward, right? I mean, Connor McDavid can't win the cup on his own, for God's sake. I mean, Quinn Hughes, I think, will win a cup, but he's got to be in the right position to do it. He's one of the best players in the NHL. If he ends up in the right spot, he's going to help a team win a Stanley Cup. Unfortunately, he doesn't have a forward group in front of him in Vancouver capable of doing that. He doesn't have a goaltender in Vancouver healthy enough of allowing him to get to that goal. But he's got the talent to win a Stanley Cup. Come on, he's one of the best players in the NHL.
He's one of the best, man. Again, I actually like his leadership, and I think it's happening now. Well, again, you have to read all avenues on the internet, even though the internet's bullshit. But you can't just take all your information from Twitter. That's why I like to go to Reddit. That's why I like to go to the Discord too. But I'm seeing it in all places. For the first time ever, they're starting to be like some real annoyance surrounding Quinn Hughes looking sad, Quinn Hughes giving short answers, Quinn Hughes always being mad or saying less and just always looking depressed. Like that just kind of I think it's getting a little quote unquote old. But I think it's getting old more so because this team continues to lose and everyone's just a little pissed off and they don't know what to hold on to. And it's emotional. Quinn Hughes this is Pavel Bure again. He's arguably the best player the team has ever had. And it's close to ending. So I get why, I think everyone gets the pass because be mad at him or be content with him or whatever. It's a dark time, man. This is the worst time to be a Canucks fan. This sucks. This sucks again, but this time more than ever, it sucks even more because Demko's always hurt. Elias Pettersson is a better version of Philip Deneau, and Quinn Hughes may leave. This is. I need the holidays, man.
Yeah, there we go, man. Maybe let me know what's on your shopping list for your girlfriend on the other side. I think I'm going to save my trade candidate to tomorrow's episode because we're coming against it for time. So stay tuned to that episode tomorrow. But I want to shout out a couple Cam Neely, former Canucks of the week on the other side. That's coming up here on Locked On Canucks. Okay, man. Let's shout out our friends over at FanDuel, baby. You know, if you're betting on sports, FanDuel's the place. You got to go. And you know what's making me happy nowadays, Kyle? The Seattle Seahawks. The Seattle Seahawks, baby. 7-2, tops in the NFC. How about those Green Bay Packers, though? I'm just kidding. And this week, whether you're a Seahawks fan or not, it's the game of the week in the NFL. The Seahawks and the Rams, the best two teams in the NFC, a divisional battle. The Seahawks, last I checked on FanDuel, were underdogs in this game on the road against the LA Rams. LA favored at 3 points or 2.5 points, something around that. I mean, it's basically a pick 'em with the Rams getting the home field bump. You can bet on that on FanDuel. You can also bet live in-game if you miss the start of the game. You can also do the same game parlays. Boom, bam. It's all there on FanDuel. Right now, new customers, you can get $300 in bonus bets if your first $5 bet wins. So check it out on FanDuel.com and download the app today.
Man, oh man. People, we back doing this, and that's talking about trading Quinn Hughes. What a time. I didn't know we were going to get here, man. I don't want to get here, but I'm already here. And I also completely understand, like, the impossible can still happen because Quinn Hughes is still employed by the team and he's that damn good. Right? And the impossible could happen just based on not knowing Quinn's desires. Like, of course he wants to win, but maybe there's that small chance that he takes a lot of pride in having the C for Vancouver and he just wants to see it through on a 3-year extension or something, right? And then it's like, okay, or a 2-year extension. What, you know what I'm saying? Like, he extends his Canuck life past the season of 3 more years. And it's like, now we know we're not rebuilding, you know, whatever. So we can go to so many places, and we definitely don't know what's going to happen in the future. But again, the present, the gift, this team right now, Trevor, I'm sorry. This just sucks.
Kyle, I wonder, would you take it? Would you take offense to this? I mean, just thinking of Christmas shopping for you, my brother. You know, one thing I've wanted to get for myself is I think it's NHL 25 with Quinn Hughes on the cover. They got that special edition with just Quinn Hughes on the cover in the black skate. Would you cry if I gave you that, or would you say thanks, man? Now we can hold on and remember the good times with Quinn Hughes on the Vancouver Canucks?
I would cry because it's not like I have a PS5 or an Xbox. That's like when my parents got me a PlayStation for Christmas and I didn't have a memory card. So for like a couple years, I couldn't even like save the game. I'd have to like run up the BC Hydro bill and keep the console on to like continue the story. No, okay,
just
bro.
Burning down your house because your PS5's been on for like 5 weeks straight.
Okay, like when and if Quinn Hughes leaves, I promise you right now, and I again, I'm a prisoner of the moment, but I don't think it's worse than this feeling that I have right now. I don't. Because as a Canucks fan, I want direction, like this type of Canucks fan, the one that's like, yo, can we start from the bottom? We're already at the bottom. We've been at the bottom forever. Can we just move like we're at the bottom? Right? You know what I'm saying? Stop trying to fake it. Stop trying to take Ozempic. You know what I'm saying? Like, do this the right way. Like, give us that direction. Like, until, like, I feel like I'm never going to get more sad than I am right now because it is so frustrating. Not the fact that we're going to lose Quinn Hughes, our best player ever, and I thought he was going to bring us the cup and our first Norris Trophy winner, and you're waiting for... Dude, I'm so frustrated because I'm 32 and a half years old. I went through my whole 20s not being able to go to the pub to watch a Canucks playoff game because they always missed the playoffs, and we're doing the same shit now again. And we're banking on guys, and we're trying to like bullshit to the fan base that we got this. You can't rebuild if you don't have this and that and this, and we have this and that and this, but we have two of the this and that's are from the thrift store. It's like, I don't know, man. Come on. What's going? Trevor, take it away. I'm gonna cry.
You can let it out, man. This is what Locked On Canucks is for, a little therapy session. And this might make you cry as well. It's the Cam Neely, former Canucks of the week.
I don't wanna say goodbye.
I know you don't want to say goodbye, but we did say goodbye to a couple former Canucks who had some stellar weeks, man. Oh, man. And I wasn't sure which one to go with, so maybe you can settle the draw for me. I had both Bo Horvat and Artur Shilovs this week. Look, Artur Shilovs, he has been on a bit of a tear lately. He's top 10 in the NHL in goals saved above average. And Bo Horvat is second in the NHL with 12 goals this season, tied for second with Cole Caulfield. Only Nathan McKinnon has more goals than Bo Horvat. I think that's a deeper dive for another episode. What would this team have been like with Bo Horvat on it? Kyle, I'm not sure which former Canuck do you miss more right now between Bo Horvat and Artur Shilovs?
I'm a big fan of Filip Hronek, and I'm not even sure of who's better, Filip Hronek or Bo Horvat?
Bo Horvat right now.
Okay, fair. Okay, so the answer for me is Bo Horvat too.
But if you want to look at it this way, Kyle, Bo Horvat was basically in exchange for Filip Hronek and Aatu Räty, right? Like that was more or less the deal. Artur Shilovs was in exchange for a 4th-round pick and Chase Stillman. So from that lens, the Artur Shilovs trade's a bigger loss for this team. And Kyle, look, we got to be honest. When the Canucks made the trade for Artur Shilovs, we didn't like it. It was a low return, but we knew it was coming. And this was always the safer bet to keep Kevin Lankinen because Artur Shilovs was not good last year with the Vancouver Canucks. You've said it before, every dayers know. Didn't really get a fair shake under Rick Tocchet last season, but he was not good in most of his starts, right? But he'd have your point was he had one bad game and then they'd pull him out and then he'd sit for a while or go to the minors and then come back. And he just had no consistency last season. Now he has consistency in Pittsburgh. He's playing loose. He's playing without pressure. And he's got a freaking .916 save percentage that's better than Thatcher Demko's this season. So right now, I mean, look, I would say that I miss Bo Horvat. Bo Horvat's the better player. I'd say I miss him more. But the Artur Shilovs trade is the bigger L for this team overall because they basically got nothing back for him. Whereas at least for the Bo Horvat trade, you have Filip Hronek, who is a legitimate top pair defenseman, and you have Aatu Räty, who, again, he's done his job. He looks like a third-line center, and that's really all you ask for coming into the season.
Yeah. And how about Horvat? I mean, I guess when we did the deep dive into Horvat, maybe closer to when we played the Islanders or something, it's like I understand Elias Pettersson is doing a lot defensively, but Horvat, a tier or two below Pettersson, maybe 3 tiers below Pettersson when it comes to defensive stuff. But look at who he's producing with because he's a play driver, and Bo Horvat's always been confident. He's always just taking it by the reins, He wants to do the most, and he's playing with a guy named Heineman. Isn't that the mayonnaise company? And then he's also playing with is it Duclair or is it Drouin? Guys who signed 1-year deals. You know what I'm saying? And he's producing, and I don't think it's because he's more skilled than Pettersson. He is faster, but I think he's just more confident. And he wants it more. Whereas Pettersson is, I don't know, man. Pettersson is just.
Yeah. He's got Bo Horvat's got the dad energy. Bo Horvat's got the dad energy too, man.
Stop talking about Elias Pettersson's D play. Pettersson has 3 goals in 18 games. You know why the Canucks are 8-9-1? You know why Thatcher Demko's rushing himself to get back into the net even when he's feeling a little bumpy and not 100%? You know what I'm saying? You know why? Because some guys care so much where this team is in the standings and they don't want this thing falling off the rails. And if Pettersson was better offensively, the Canucks have 4 more points this year. Maybe 5. For real. If he's doing it all. But right now he can't do it all. And it's what's your excuse? What's your excuse offensively? I think it's just a confidence thing. And I'm just kind of tired waiting for the confidence to find its way back to Elias Pettersson.
I think he needs to have a couple kids, man. Maybe he'll get that Bo Horvat dad. Remember him when he started ripping off like that kind of goal scoring pace for the Canucks after
Okay,
having
there
one of
you
his kids?
go.
Pedersen, man, time to become a daddy. And then we'll see Elias
That's
Pedersen
why they're
finally.
selling $9 bags of candy because they got to save up for the kids.
Exactly, man. Exactly.
Save up for the future, man.
It's tough times out there, even for those making $11.6 million. Man, oh man, let's wrap up with a comment or two before we head out here on Locked On Canucks. I wanted to shout out a couple comments here. Let's go to Christopher Ramsey first. Canucks are stuck with the Pedersen contract. Look, Al, if it really goes down this avenue, I do want to start looking at what does a rebuild look like for the Vancouver Canucks. And my gut feeling right now is I wonder if Pedersen sticks around. Like Christopher Ramsey's saying, I don't know if they're necessarily stuck with that contract. I think there are teams that would take on Pedersen, even with that contract, because of the rising cap environment. You're just going to get a diminished return for him. But I do wonder if they start shipping out guys with more value, better contracts, and Pedersen actually just sticks around as a second line center. I do wonder about that if we go down that avenue, but that's for another episode of Locked On Canucks. I'll shout out Zach in the comments saying if we had Seelovs instead of Lankinen, we would be above 500 right now. Based on the raw numbers, yes. But I do wonder, Canucks luck, baby, if Artur Seelovs would just be having struggles in Vancouver as well. I mean, I like to believe that a Calder Cup MVP learned something on that run, and he was going to be better in the NHL this season, but it was a risk, right? He was not good in the NHL last season. But yeah, right now, and Lankinen hasn't necessarily been bad, to be honest. I think it's the PK breakdowns, the defensive breakdown. Like, this is a very tough environment for goaltenders to be in. So I don't necessarily believe that the Canucks would be better with Seelovs right now, as good as his numbers, or even though he's got great numbers in Pittsburgh.
No, true. And they're good for like a penalty goal and a half a game, right? Like, it wouldn't be the same.
They've given up 20 power play goals in their last 10 games.
Yeah, exactly.
That's the stat.
We'll get more into that later. You know, we don't have like 5 or 6 minutes to expand on that because at the end of the day, right now it looks like they made the wrong decision. And, like, there's just been too many of that over the last couple of years. Trevor, before we leave, just want to say congratulations for asking Adam Foote about Evander Kane's ice time while being in the front row in the media availability or whatever. You have balls, bro. You have a family. And I thought Adam Foote was going to shove his foot up your ass after the look he gave you when you asked about.
I'm lucky that there was a stand between me and Adam Foote because, I couldn't have been sitting any closer to him. That's for sure.
Dude, you asked him if Evander Kane's playing 20 minutes a game was part of the plan. You balls, sign out before they, bro. Create Adam Foote versus Trevor Beggs, celebrity boxing match. Telling you.
Hey man, the fans need to know, and I've said it before, and I'll say it again. I'm fan first, baby. So whatever the fans want to know, I'm gonna make sure I get those questions in. Don't take that press pass for granted. If you want more of that contact, if you want to get in touch with us, join us in the Discord. Let us know if there's questions you want me to ask players or Canucks coaches. I'm here for the fans, baby. So hit me up. And make sure you help us out here at Locked On Canucks by liking the show on YouTube, subscribing to the channel, helps us out a lot. On the podcast side, you can follow us, leave a 5-star review. Canucks don't play to Friday. Kyle, tomorrow I do want to talk about that trade candidate that I was thinking of. Let's start brainstorming, man. It is brainstorming season for this team, and we got you covered for all the latest updates, news, rumors, all that good stuff here on Locked On Canucks. I'm Trevor Beggs. That guy's Kyle Bhawan. Locked On, the #1 podcast network in the world. Let's go, baby. #1 sports podcast network in the world. And you've been listening to Locked On Canucks.